Tugokira tuthiĩte ngakũangaria arĩa matongoragio nĩ Roho Mũtheru, anga mwathani wao, anga kamonekanĩra. Men Conference, arĩa monekanagĩra nao nĩ magakunĩkanĩrio, nĩ tũgakuhĩrĩria gũkũ nĩ Men Conference, arĩa matongoragio nĩ Roho Mũtheru, merungu rwa mwathani wao, nĩ tũga... Nonsense. You sound like children. You sound like overmothered men. You sound like weakness to me. Arĩa matongoragio nĩ magatongorio me hamwe, nĩ magakinyĩra njĩra, nĩ makaumĩrĩra mũico, nĩ mũthamaki wao, nĩ mwathani wao. Nonsense. That is bullshit. That is weakness. That is a society led by weak men. That is a community led by boys. That's a community led by mothered men. Those are mothered men. At men wako kwa conference, nĩ tũgakinya igũrũ, nĩ tũkomerera mũtharaba, tũtongoretio nĩ Roho Mũtheru. And that is a representation, which is ironic, that is the representation of the masculine, aka sasa ukiingia kwa internet hata sasa hiyo imekuwa trending. It's a sound being used. Rudi murariganirwo ni karia gakiria. Sasa mumesahau na ile na already mumesahau na Simple Boy. Wa. Already mushasahau na Simple Boy. Wa. Nike wa. Simple Boy Mugithi wa. Sasa hiyo ishawatoka. Hata mjamaliza wiki. Amjamaliza hata wiki. Now you have moved on. Dragon Simple Boy wa. Mugithi wa. Mumeleta mpaka aka kasichana kanaitwa aje aka kasichana. You know, this girl who was trending became something. Hawa wasichana wananga talent. Geta gwatia kairitu kau. Geta gwatia. Ati ginya ni kararehetwo guest through how Simple Boy wa. Ni Mugithi wa. Oh my God wa. Sasa hiyo ndio ina trend. Geta gwatia kairitu kau. Kanini? Talentless girls. Kama hiyo ndio mnaitanga talent. Oh my God. Oh my God, Kikuyu we are done. Kikuyu watirima. We. Gikuyu. Ciana cia ndigwa. Gikuyu ni ciana cia ndigwa. Mwatigirwo weru ni Gikuyu. Mwatigirwo weru. Gikuyu mutigire weru. Mwiciana cia ndigwa. Mwiciana cia ndigwa. Gikuyu. Wetemera. Kienyũ gĩake. Wetemera kienyũ kia dini yake. Haria magokira tene. Maka ni monekanagirwo ni Roho wao. Tugokira tene. Arume. Weakness. Overpowered men with no balls. You sound like boys. Mukigathĩria kĩgongona kiene. Na umurono ni nyue masculine. Rĩu ni mũra trend rĩu. Rĩu ti Simple Boy. Wa. Rĩu kau nĩ keheraga kari cia kanini. Rĩu nĩruo rũra trend. Nĩruo TikTok nĩruo arume makĩina rĩu cia kĩgoco rĩu. Ĩyo nĩyo masculine yanyu rĩu. Ĩyo nĩyo masculine ya arume a Gĩkũyũ. Rĩu hau nĩho marono arume rĩu atĩ acio nĩ arume Men Conference. Weak boys who have no direction. Metago overmothered boys, aka Gikuyu Diana Gikuyu atiriri we ugaga atiriri nona kiurumireire tikio Gikuyu tutigire weru twe ciana cia ndigwa atutigire weru twe ciana cia ndigwa ithuĩ tũrĩ a weru Gikuyu ni weru aka weru-ini in the newness in spirituality, individuality. Weru, you can do what you want as long as it's in nature. Itago aminism. Ogoni wakeda neme. Nemo yesiragia tutiwe. Taruona doe aminism ne kuga ate. Ugaga ukirewa neme monoria githungu. Twari Gikuyu aminism. Spirituality aka nature. Rekiuma ngoini ti ni mathaa emwe ici cia kameme na coro bullshit. Thaa 3 cia muthenya ni kuga atia ni thaa 4 cia muthenya ni kuga atia ni thaa 5 cia muthenya ni miaraho mathaa 8 mukireherwo mathaa 8 ni kuga atia ni nduruga thaa 8 no kuga ni Gikuyu ratwira. And these are your radio stations. So this is again a new version, New Testament Kikuyu. Irarehwo na radio. Giki ti Gikuyu muigua na radio. Hii ni bullshit. Okay? Ni propaganda kiu ti Gikuyu. But hiyo niyo mura program onayo. So Gikuyu weru ni aminism. Nikio ukora mundu ekirite kindu kina maguoya ma theru ugakora githito kia igego ria ngurwe ya mutitu ugakora githito kia ngode ugakora gwaro ugakora gurario. Ici ciothe ni symbolisms, icio ni sigils. Signs and symbols. Oral, not written but known. It's in your DNA code. Riu gaka kangi tugokira tene tukanyitanire na mwathani aria matongoragio ni roho mugatongorio ni roho mugathie ku. Do you see your situations? Gikuyu ni murerora uria mwendirie migunda ndio ni ongi hau Nyahururu aruta wira wa kwanirira migunda Nyahururu tukonia ni tuingi gakonia to nginya kamwendie kamuonaniririe gakonia ni broker ici muona cia migunda ati ndamurehera mugunda ungi mugunda we Nyahururu ni eka 22 uhutitie ruwe we ni uramenya gutire mundu thaa ici we na mbeca cia ku afford mugunda uhutitie ruwe wa eka 22 na miti tiga Nyakeru ngana Mucaina ni kwendio ready andu. Okay, ni kwendio ready andu no ru akora mundu ucio ready migunda ni ndiramuoneire mugunda ungi mugunda ni wa eka 3 we afurae ni mugunda wa eka 3 ya afurae we na thitima muthuri mwene muci uyu. Why are you encouraging that? Why are you selling land? So is your code, your gene code, your epigenetics inyui hatire kindu kiri gia seji. You see munata maundu ma sejirie gakonia ni gakonia kuma tene mau ni mau kuma tene Gikuyu kuma tene, aterere kuma tene. Okay? Nĩ ndũire, ici nĩ indo citũire kuo. Ũgakonia nĩ kĩndũ gĩtũire kĩ ũtũũro-inĩ. Mau nĩ ũtũũro wa mau, nĩ kũrĩ acio matũũragĩra mau, matũũrĩire mau, maũndũ mau. Okay? Mau, nginya wakiuga kwĩna mũtitũ ũretwo Mau, nĩ mau, nĩ mau. That in itself, ucio ni ũtũũro. AKA, that's a mind. A mind state. Ucio ni mũwano. Ucio ni mũwano. No ti mũwano waku we. We nĩ ũrĩ mũwano waku. Ucio ni mũwano ene. Okay? Now, rĩu koguo ndio thomithio nyambe njokie ciũria, nyambe njuge gĩthito nĩkĩ, rĩu mũtikwenda kũmenya iria ndĩrauga, nyambe njokie ciũria, na ndikugĩte nĩ ciũria. Nikikuja niseme let's ask questions, amuulizangi, nashindanga hapa, ulizeni maswali. Ulizeni maswali, amuulizi, ama tufanye amuulizangi maswali. So now when I want to teach, ndio mnataka kuuliza maswali. So which is which now? Kwa hivyo niache kusomesha sasa. Kwa hivyo tujibu. So fuck what I'm saying. Fuck what I'm trying to remind you. Kuria mũrĩire. Jokie ciũria rĩu. Nĩguo. Tũtige rĩu gũthoma. Twambe tũcokie ciũria. No rĩrĩa andũ macokie morie ciũria mũtiũragia. Rĩu mũkwenda twĩke atĩa rĩu? Ngana mũtiendaga ma. Rĩu mũtikwenda ma. Rĩu subconscious yaku ĩrahinga ma. Now your subconscious is already denying that. Bila wewe kujua. Wewe hujui ni kwa nini. Wewe hata hujui kwa nini unauliza maswali. But your subconscious knows. It's rejecting that. What's coming? I have to reject that. Wewe uliza swali wewe. Naambianga mkuangi aware. Be aware when you are being spiritually attacked. Think on the present. Niki arauga. Niki turumireire. Todo there's no way whatever I was saying kama ungekuwa unafuata ungeuliza swali. Hakuna ona ati andu githito gingia guka mutwe. Todo ati andu tukwagirwa ithito. Tutigukwiririe ginya ithito. Ona haria tuma. Hata tukwo tumefika huko. Na ithito tiete tutingiaria no de mwire ginya gucithondeka na mucithondeke na muciambe sinizanyu. It's nothing. Okay? Tukiaria cia ithito. So githito ni golem, ni iria mwitaga golem, esoteric golems. So golems nicio cihuthagirwo kundu ta White House gukontrolwa Biden. Ati Biden aenda guthinda guku, ndege ina guku, ni athire na guku, ndaramenya ni naku. Ni undu ni munyitire githito gitagwo golem. Now a golem is anything that you can create. No joe kanyamuta gaka. Okay? Ndigekire no ngorio, ndikarongorerie. Nigo gikogira tu maundu no ndikoe, ndigatatirie tu maguta. Ogoni ukona tu maguta tu akue, tu maguta tu amucie, kana nduka muci gatihakagwo, no au no ukona tu maguta tu akue. Tio tidoge tu ni tugokira tene. Ni tugokira tene. No au no ukoragwo na maguta. If you are a man, no au no ukona maguta we maku. Tia kujira ati nduthinjaga ndina kwira gathinje. Ndakwira gathinje ni ndakwira gathinje. No au no ukona maguta maku as a man. Okay? Unaweza paka watu mafuta wewe. Wacha ujinga. Yutugukira aria mathiaga matogoretio ni roho mwathani. That is sasa hiyo ndio mnaona ni masculine. Those are overpowered, overmothered men. Now githito. So githito ni kindu giothe ukwamba uthondeke ukihe purpose. You have to give it a purpose. One mission only. Itiheagwo mission igiri. You only give it one mission. Only one mission. And that mission has to do something with protecting you or others from a mind state. Koguo githito no tau no giathire one mission only, no giathire kuhugia andu. okay githito giki ndagwathiriria kuhoyagia andu aria maroka gwakwa ni uyu kama undu mangi ni ukuringana uragitura naki uragitura muthenya uriku urenda gikorwo kirugamirire hinya uriku ni bara ogoro ni bara gigukorwo gigitune utune ti thakame utune nyumuga thakame ni ndune thakame ti utune okay blood is not red thakame ti ndune ucio ti utune ucio ti rangi ni utune that the color you call blood that is not color red that is utune is mass energy that mass energy utune okay Tuesday waeri utune which is how women when a woman gets her menses ria mutumia aragia kahinda gake twarie cia gikuyu riu ria mutumia mabrain make mutumia ndari aita thakame tondu gwa gikuyu utitagwo thakame mutumia ndaitaga thakame iyo itikaga ti thakame ucio ni utune okay ucio ni utune witagwo utune mass energy nona video ni rajirorero kahinya hau nona hau urahinya ready ati like nona hau mweka tap the screen ucio niguo utune itagwo mass energy you are giving your mass energy you are giving your Tuesday energy ni itagwo riri tada na gikuyu okay ni tada ni sawa ni gutada ukaigua tada hau tada nyameyo no you get it now utune ucio ni energy mass energy ni hinya waku ni utune ni tada ni gutada so hideo mutumia mabrain make niguo utune-ini as an energy niguo ena masculine uririkane utune ni 7th house gana crown chakra Aries the first house rikiumango-ini rikiratha ri Aries riua rikiratha riua mukonyo waku okay you are Phoenix you are rising you are Jesus okay riua riaku rikiratha your first house because you are born lying down wasirirwo ukomete thi koguo ukomete thi riua riaku hagatagati ri okay your solar plexus gikonyo giaku ri ha hero rurira rwaku ri rikiratha ri in the head space so waikara thi wigua sit straight align your chakras tara wigikara straight I align my chakras nona koguo riua riakwa ri haha mukonyo wakwa ri ru ungindorera haha iguru ungirora from a point of view ruigi hugu deri kindu kirerete thambiri kana deri cia riera-ini utiramakania gana ni deri cia riera-ini gana ni thambiri cia mai-ini from a point of view so the mai maukorome maito your emotions your feelings okay the high point will be mwaki no mwaki no wa maito okay na kidu gigwitwo ritwa ria gikuyu riaga ni tohungu ici ni deri cia riera-ini deri nyoni retagwo deri okay so nikionaga deri ikiriginyuka carcass nigetha yuke na ihenya transform that thing quickly na hideo ni ukuona indo ta maguoya maya okay maguoya maya kwanza ruo nareke twambe tuingire kiria tondu turaria cia deri twambe tuingire cia deri okay tuingire cia deri riu now let's go deep the masculine Gikuyu uririkane wa mbere Uririkana wa mbere awa ari na airetu kenda. Awa ari na airetu kenda. Kenda want. Kenda in a womb. Kenda Muyoru. AKA musiniliza swali tena nikifunza tafadhali. What is spiritual guide and how can I get one? Ask that question to Google. Yuni swali ya Google. Usiulize hapa. So our point of reference for the first time. Kiajereria. Kiaberoine. Our Aleph or Alpha or let's learn. Do I have a pen here? I remind you where your asses came from before mwajeti uthi koina atigane mugokira tene anga mwirungu rwa roho mutheru. Nonsense. Weak boys forum Tigikuyu men. Point of reference for the first time. So no ginyege mena ere masculine externalization, where it is coming from. So this will be masculine and feminine, because everything has two sides, the masculine and the feminine. Masculine, feminine. Externalization, expression, the fire, the cooling down of the fire, the time, the coming of this second, the shadow, the feminine, the feeling, the container. Okay? Now, this, whatever that thing is, thought, feeling, Gikuyu, Mombi, Abba, whatever you want to call it, Awa, Allah, Adonai, Abba, Eve, what do you call these other Egyptians, whatever, Isis and who, whatever they are. So now this masculine, feminine, one feminine relating, one masculine, one. Now it has the second of it, two, feminine. So to understand the masculine, the externalized, and Osiris and Isis, and the feminine, this thing has to travel. Okay? This thing is traveling a direction. It can be to the right or to the left. Who cares? So it's traveling. So now you have A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, which is a triangle. A triangle. It's the letter Aleph in whatever Hebrews. Aleph or Abba or Alpha or the Yod or Msalaba. And now this man, his head would be here walking, carrying his cross. Because now this triangle has to travel. So it's now a triangle. It's 60, 60, 60 to create a line, a timeline, a verse, a universe, a word. In the beginning was the word, something. It's a line. It's a 60 degrees each. It's a triangle. 1, 2, 3. It's a mason. You get it? Now, okay, Apple. So that point of reference, Awa, Abba, the masculine, had 9 feelings. the daughters of Mumbi. The daughters of Mumbi, aka its feminine side had 9 feelings. So that thought form had 9 feelings, 9 different descended feelings. Mo boy, mo sera, mo isakamoyo, mo gasiko, mo jiro, all those are denominations, different versions of one feminine feeling or emotion. You get it? Now, so Ikoyo had no sons. The sons came later. So the sons were not born. So sianasia tohe tijiare. They were created. There's a difference between being born and being created. Negoka. Created from a mind. Nisianasia goka. Afterwards. Ne creation. Ne created. Man is created, not born. Masculine is externalized. So, let me give you an example. Goko erekage itube. Haya. Goko erekage itube re. Rikarekio. Laying ne kurekia. Okay? Ne kurekia. Ikarekereria bego. The same way a man arekagereria bego. Okay? Akarekia bego. Bego ino re. Ega torika. Itube rega torika. Utorika. So when the sperm cell kangauru kau riria gathiaga gagakora itube niguturika gaturikaga guturikia guku icumbe itube ni raturikirie gacui, so it explodes, hence the small death when you wanaendanga wana climax. Okay, now Gikuyu ri ciana ici ciake Mũmbi umenye nicio ciarehire kuhiregania tondu ririkane as a masculine we nduri mwene. What do I mean? Aya nio moka kuhiregania ni gwaka akanio moka kuhiregania tondu mundu mukanu ukaga agakumba kuba is admire. Okay, kuba is admire. We have spirits in the car. Mwasigua karete ukuthutha okaga agakumba aka kukufurahisha ni akumba mundu cio ni akumba. Koguo gutiri mundu rume umbaga mundu muka niwe umbaga mundu rume agakumba with her looks, her gifts and talents na vitu kama hizo. You get it? Everything is reversed. Southern Kikuyu. Now, so airetu aya ari riria mehereire their innocence. So what happened is the daughters of Mumbi, they started playing with themselves. Wakaanza they started getting in the emotions. So makiajia like sex toys, kitu kama hiyo. Like they started playing with themselves. So they lost their innocence. Make lose their innocence. Lose their innocence. How niho haroka kuheregania. So they had to get a masculine. Mudu athi merutha juru wake. They had to get a masculine thought. So now we masculine. Hanho ru everything works with its own way. Todo we riria wahereganio we no wathira. Umenyage ogwa zamani also. tungithera tukaberia gwe matikauge no amagirie kugurana umaka jere yao ni kugurana no igikuyu ndagurana no yao ni kugurana wiguaga anga waithira nduke ngoinie uregire nyokwa ndu na guthia atiriri uthiaga Waboi wa maito yaga nyitia mwehio wega gakwendia kindu mata gakwendia whatever nonsense it is gikuyu-ini tutiendagia airetu koguo the moment igwo rwimbo ruga gakwendia kindu kiritu Waboi ukamenya iyo ni Southern Kikuyu utathiete muno ukamba ukamenya kiu ni gikuyu gia kwandikwo kiu ni gikuyu gia gukana muthungu tondu gikuyu tutire twakorwo na kugurana gikuyu ni kuheregania koguo ukamba ukamenya kumbe hata hiki Kikuyu nonsense nimekuwa nikisikiza hapa nyimbo ati tondu cirahurwo na kinanda tondu cirahurwo na kiharmonica tondu cirahurwo na kinanda ni JM kumbe hii Kikuyu yote ni ya kuandikwa kumbe hii ni Southern Kikuyu kumbe hii ni Kikuyu ya facing Mount Kenya kumbe hii yote ni Kikuyu ya kuletwa na kitabu kumbe hii ni Italian Latin written down in the form of the original Gikuyu kumbe yote ni Latin kumbe you are Latin Kikuyus nyinyi wote ni Italian Kikuyus in language so your magic is weak tondu ginya mutio haria mumite now so wakenda muno ati ni kuhereganio gatangera muno wakaide ndenda kuracia baba ranjire ngaracie now we mubui wahereganio na Anjiru very nice wahereganio na Anjiru niguo riria warikia kuhereganio na Anjiru ri one ukumbuke we ndugatuika wa Anjiru you will never be the Anjirus ufanye you will never be the Anjirus aka uko kwa kina Anjiru uwezi fanya rituals you are not a priest uko you are a powerless priest uko kwa kina Anjiru tondu ngika magongona kwa Anjiru uririkane uguo wabe tuanze hapo wewe uko you are nothing but a gatekeeper we ni gatekeeper you remember you have been entitled with one of the Anjiru daughters to guard her kazi yako ni kuprotect si ya zamana masculine you're supposed to protect that Monjiru umechukua si ndio so wewe you are a gatekeeper sasa Muithigeni who gives a shit about Muithigeni si ungojeni maiza venye nimesema fuck Muithigeni fuck Mumboi hata mimi ni Mumboi it means nothing learn first where these things zinatoka then ulize maswali so that means nie mwenyewe digeruta magongona kwa Munjiru uti magongona igeruta kou tondu hereganitio nao I'm just a son-in-law nima de son-in-law no ria ni my father urikani wanao ni yatuika my father isisiara ri sini my father-in-law isisiara itheti yawa dida tuika awa it's like my father no menya kura digeruta magongona you get what I'm saying niguo so I want you to question these things no ndugiruta magongona now tondu kire Munjiru we Mumbui waheganio na Anjiru kogwa wewe gatekeeper kogwa wewe soldier wewe ni askari huko ukumbuke hivyo wewe kogwa Anjiru makunyitukia we guardian wewe ukaru gutuika guardian akina Anjiru amekuchukua kama shield because you have to protect their daughter no matter what she does you have to protect her she can be the biggest hoe in the village you have to protect that Munjiru she's your hoe unajua she can be the most woman with the ulimi mbaya kabisa hiyo kijiji yani ni yeye akona gift ya gossip which is a very good gift if you know how to use it kogwo she you have to shield her in that you get what I'm saying now uririkane kuria kwanyu ri kuria uga ne kwanyu ri ona kwa thogo ne kueregania ona kwani unaringia hata sasa unaringa umetoka nyumete huko kwa Aboi Nyukwari, your own mother, Nyukwari, no wahirigire thoguo. Kogu, your father is also nothing but a gatekeeper. Utagiruta magogona kou kwa mamu wanyu. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm taking you to the river. You make your own cups. You drink from wherever. Me, I don't care. But I'll take you to the river, show you how to make a cup, a mental form, then how you create the cup, and where you want to drink, that's on your own. Nisa, that's on your own. Usiseme ati mimi nimekuambia. Now, tuke mweno yugiriu. Leo, ilikuwa siku yenyu men. Today was about you. It's not about but hii maneno yote imekuja wapi? Hii maneno yote imetoka from the fact that tuliona hiyo video imekuwa ikitrend ya wanaume wa Kikuyu. Okay? Those little boys, I don't call them men. Those little boys who are in that room wakiimba hapo wati tuokera totogorione roho. That is not masculine. Those are overmothered boys. So you see, to destroy a community, you have to go to the maternal. You have to go to the mother. You have to kill the mother. You always have to poison the mother. Wewe ukiwa na panya kwako na watoto, unapeanga panya sumu, watoto wakufe. You go after the mother. Okay? Because once you get the mother, you have gotten them. Now, these are what you call overmothered boys. What do I mean? When as a child, you grew up in a home that is micromanaged and controlled. A home that is micromanaged and controlled. So angalia how you have grown up, you boys wa kanisa. Nonsense. Look at you. Ati in your manhood. Neru mwikarete togorio ni roho mutheru. Ni aria mamwihokete. Murehoka do. What do you know about yourself? Why do you sound like you are weak and crying all the time? So these are boys, they grew up in micromanaged and controlled home, aka the church. The church. Wamama wenyu, they cared more about their guilds. Izo mavitamba za blue, handkerchief. Izo are blue. They were guild. They have to protect an image. So his boy has to be a good boy. He has to be overmothered. Tuende kanisa wewe. Kuja hapa, shika mkono. Tuadhi kanisa. So those are those overmothered boys. They were micromanaged. Ukose kuenda kanisa uchapwe. They were controlled. So these boys today, these are your men, nyinyi. And wamewaoa. These boys, they struggle to make decisions. Hakuna decision wanaweza make. Do you know nowadays men can make decisions? Are you coming or going? They can't. It's ish. They even can't almost make a decision whether to have sex or not. You have to help him and do his belt. You have to almost direct him where to put his dick in. They can't make decisions. Tukule nini? Ajui? Mkienda kwa restaurant. Mmekaa chini. Instead of picking the waiter like the masculine he is, apitie kwanza hiyo, akupee kwanza, what do you call it? Menu. Hata kama mtakula samosa, apitie. Ambie mtu fanya hivi. Akuulize, unaona aje hiyo samosa iko hivi. Lakini si utakula nini, atujui tukule nini. Sasa unapeleka demu yako mahali ujui mtakula nini. You have to be assertive. You have to set clear boundaries. Now all those boys uliona hapa wana boundaries. Ndio maana watu wamekubali. If I was there, I would have said, no, wait. We are not doing any religious song. Atufanyi religious song. We are not here for a religion function. We are here on a men's conference. Kuna wimbo moja tunaweza toa ya wanaume kama hakuna tutunge saa hizi. That's how I speak. Wale wananijua. That's how I speak. I have clear boundaries. Even when it comes to prayers na vitu kama hizo. I'm very assertive. Apana. Toa kofia tuombe. Sitoangi kofia. What do you mean? Hii ndio itafanya maombi yenu hizi. Sitoangi kofia. Those who have been with me in public, they know. Watu natoa kofia. Sasa, why should I pretend? I'm not there. Siko. Mi siko huko. Mi si huko. And those are my boundaries and you should respect them. Nyinyi ombeni. Niko hapa ndio, nimekuja tumeshikiliana but maombi muni exclude. Siko. Si nyinyi ndio mmeni invite. Mmeni invite because you need me. You see, all these boys, they never got to experience independence. You see, when you're overmothered, akunanga independence. Akunanga independence. When you're overmothered, akuna independence. So, these boys have never been independent. This is the first time in their life, wako kwa ka group sasa kama men. Totongorie ni roho mutheru e. Ini tukona nae. Tune toto. Runi kioramo na mene mituwe yo. Why? They were controlled. Why? These boys were responsible for their mother's emotional state. Karaja. Karaja wakwa. Karaja wakwa kiti atia. Karaja wakwa. Their mother's emotional state, ilitango codependency, was on these boys. Kwa nini? Si wazee wamekunywa Murang'a. Wazee wako kwa bar. Wazee ni pombe. Pombe. Hata si pombe iko na maana. Ni pombe tu. So these women, karaja wako. Ui tungu wako. Dukana hana dhoguo. So these boys, they were very controlled. But they were not being controlled for their own sake. They were being controlled for their mother's emotional state. The mother has got no other escape to. Nikiwa wa mwanake ate. Niwe first born wako. Niwe karaja wako. Wewe mam, wewe mam. Wewe mam. Wacha kuniambia mimi ni wako. Okay? Ulinizaa ndio but wewe wacha hizo. Wacha kuniharibu. You are spoiling me. Sasa that is where they are failing. These Kikuyu boys, they never noticed that they were being overmothered. So, hawakuwa na independence. So, kale ka independence kadogo tu wanapata saa hii ni ka nonsense. Wakipata ka independence kadogo, ka independence kao ni kuenda Mugithi, Roiro, kupark gari. The small independence these boys they are getting, instead of thinking how we can come up together and raising boys into men, coming up with real tutireda neto turamenya mutireda Roiro neto mutiendete Roiro tutirauga tuthi Roiro tutireda aramati athingira. But can you come up with a proper academy to mwitua mwina mbeca businessmen Kikuyu? Can you come up with a proper academy that can teach men to be men? Hata kama ni shule yenyu, hata hamuna shule. Nyonie you want school ya Gikuyu? No Gikuyu uria ohedi ukoragwo na sukuru yao Jesu Minarayan. Nyonie sukuru imwe ya Gikuyu. One school. One that is owned by Kikuyus, that raises men of value in Kikuyu. Amuna. So sit down, you are boys. Most of these homes, hawa wanaume wanaona wakiimba hapa wati men conference, those weak boys, inatoka wapi? Their mothers, mama yao, they were very happy in their relationships. Those boys, mama yao, very happy in their relationships with their spouses. Kwa sababu ya nini? Lack of a support system. Hakuna mtu anasema ndoa isikuwe na mashida, but ndoa ikuwe na support system. Bibi akifukuzwa na bwana yake, alikuwa nafaa akifukuzwa akaribishwe nyumbani. Ukifukuzwa na bwana yako na watoto yako, afadhali ukakomboe nyumba. Kwa nini? There is no support system in the Kikuyu culture for their women. They do not protect their girls. Afadhali uende ukakomboa ukiachana na bwana wako kurudi kwenyu, kwa sababu your home will be the first homestead where they will destroy you. Ana miloneke hiko ni wasokire haha uronaga we urona wathekagirira jeni murataguo musera na mukundu. Now that's your mother. Musera na mukundu, that's your father. Ni mitugo no ndiri ndamiona gwitu. Those are the homes those boys grew up in. Their mothers were very unhappy in their relationships. Kwa sababu ya nini? Hata afanye nini hakuwa na support system. Arudi wapi? Asoke kwao. Wale wasoka umererie murumu waguo, soka umererie muthuri. Mwanamke ni kuvumilia bullshit. Mwanamke ni kuvumilia bullshit. So what do you think that mother is going to raise? That mother raises an over-controlled boy. Control. Because this is the only hope. Oh, wakaikaraja. Utuweke modo. Sasa sipo raise karanja. Watasema aje nyumbani. She's a failure. So now that son, those boys, wenye munaona hapa wakiimba Kikuyu men, that son, that becomes the way to fill her void. How she feels ni those boys, church boys. Asio muronie makina hau, ni tukokiriria muthenya umwe, tuthie tukore rungu rwa roho mutheru atutongoretie. Those boys. Those boys you saw waki grow up, when they were growing up, kindu kiria maturite maiguite. Karanja, you are my entire world. No, agikimwita Karanja. You know, they can't even call them Karanja. They don't like calling them those names. So they are embarrassing. So they call them James. James, you are my entire world as your mom. You have to make your mom proud, James. Joseph, I can't live without you, Joseph. You know when your father died early, Joseph, I was only left with you. I can't imagine living my life without you, Joseph. Peter, oh my God. Make sure you take care of me when I'm old. You know I'm your mother. Just make sure you take care of me when I'm old. Sospita. Imagine my son. Don't ever meet a woman and forget about your mother. Always remember your mother. Whichever woman comes into your life, Sospita. Whichever woman comes into your life, even if she is Michelle. Even if she's Michelle Adhiambo. Make sure to never forget about your mother. Those are those boys you saw. Over-mothered boys. That is what they grew up hearing. Mi nakwambianga is from social experiment. Mi nakwambianga these things I pick from you. And what I've grown around. So as a child, those boys you saw, I was in that place also at one point. Almost. Kidogo nijipate hapo. But I was always very observant. So as a child, those boys, they have to dismiss their own needs and desires to please their mother. So, unaona wanaume, si ati walikuwa wanaimba hiyo juu wanapenda kuimba hiyo wimbo sana. Si ati wanapenda, ushaiona wao wanaume Quivers wewe? Ushaiwaona Quivers? Ushaiwaona Quivers? Hao wanaume. Ushaiwaona Quivers? Kuwekwe unbogable. Hakuna mtu aimbagi. I am unbogable. I am unsuable. Who kani bogo mi Quiver? Who kani bogo mi? Ushaiona kwa ba? Sasa hiyo uliona hiyo ni suppressed. Hiyo uliona ni tuko na mwathani atutumerere atugeria mo aria meturaga rungu rwao. You can even see that they are dismissing their own needs and desires to please a mother, to sound like they care about that music. Why? When he was growing up, those boys, when they were growing up, kuna some developmental stages wali miss. They were met, not. They were unmet. So that is a man who is emotionally immature. So he has unrealistic expectations, or is it what here? Expectations. So they have least expectations of a partner. Unrealistic expectations. Juata ya naishi unrealistic. Wewe sio mwalu ate ni Agikuyu reu. Men of Gikuyu men ate aga men what here? Men conference. Sasa hiyo ni men conference. Those are boys. Why? When that boy was growing up, her own mother was heavily involved, overly involved in the choices he made. These boys ukiwasikiza wasichana, si you fuck these men. Unasikizanga wakiongea, sikiza venye wanasemanga wakiongea. Sikiza venye wanasemanga that mama yangu ndiye alinichagulia hii gari nikinunua. Sikiza, listen, you can hear it. Unasikia akisema, imagine my mom alikuwa ananiambia nisioe msichana mweusi. Sikiza, wanasemanga, wewe ndio ujue kusikiza. Unasikia akisema ati my mom ndiye alifanya niende college. My mom ndiye alifanya nifanye hii course. Sikiza, utasikia. My mom alisema nisiende Nairobi University, nikaenda Polytechnic. Sikiza, utasikia. Their mom were overly involved in their choices and those boys' relationships. Ninyi ndio hamjui kuangalia hizi vitu. Si mzito. You are lost in religion, you are lost in the world. Wanasemanga, sikiza, huyo you see that boyfriend, utasikia akijisema. He struggles to make decisions. Ukiona mwanaume wako ana struggle to make decision, msikize vizuri, utasikia akisema, unaona my mom aliniambia nisiishi Kasarani. Mamake si Kasarani tu alimwambia, ujue hata wewe anakuvumilia, ni mamake alifanya hiyo choice. Utasikia akisema, hey, my mom kwanza alikuwa anasema nisikai jaribu kuleta mwanamke. Unasikia mamake alikuwa anasema, wewe, that is a man who struggles to make decisions even today. Most of his decisions ilikuwa napeanwa na mamake. So this means this man mkiwa na wewe mnaweza kaa 50 years without moving a step in your life. Procrastination. Struggling to make a decision. Struggling to stand up and say, mutigasoke utreat mutumia wako guo. Na guku mutigosoka gusera, she's my wife, she's not your doormat. So her in-laws, all those other people, they can overstep their boundaries when it comes to you. These are men who are weak. They're always looking for external validations. Usiwatafute mbali, uliwaona kwa hiyo men's conference. Those are the symptoms. So yokakugate gekoyo nini? Not wabirerege, nitukae chini saa hizi. Right now we sit, this is a new world. We are here to create a new world. Tukae chini tuseme hii ni bullshit, na hii ilikuwa bullshit, na hii ilikuwa bullshit, and this is bullshit, and this is bullshit, and this is bullshit, and this is a lie, and this was a lie, and this cannot work. This could have worked, but it cannot because of this. So this is the new culture. That's what I'm saying. We can create a new culture. Nani alisema hatuwezi anza culture? Nani alisema hatuwezi anza something new? Wathi wa kurano ogagererwo ge. Eneke. We can start afresh. Tugie dereti tikirira, tiga uka kujane kirero rahebe. Dereti. Let's have dereti in today's time and what do we need to do? Because most of you men, you grew up with massive responsibilities from your mother's happiness, just to make your mothers happy, based on venye na hapo nyuma ilikuwa. Turarora kiroda haria kirari. Now thutha, everything you are doing it for your mother. So that was a huge responsibility on you. So as a man now, wewe, you are highly conflicted. On one hand, you love your mother very much. On another hand, you hate your mother for a burden she should have carried, but she made you carry. So that inner conflict ndio inafanya mkunywe pombe. Ndio ina manifest kama substance abuse. You are all depressed. Dysfunctional sexual behaviors. Unaniweka kwa WhatsApp group zingine za sex. Not that I mind sex. No, I love sex. Some good sex. If it's bad sex, watch ikae. Don't even try calling me or chatting me. Okay? So, they are called dysfunctional sexual behavior. There's nothing wrong with sex, but inakuanga dysfunctional when sasa mume create WhatsApp group, and the main aim of the WhatsApp group is to make sure each person in that WhatsApp group has fucked almost each other person in that WhatsApp group. No, I'm not saying no to not having plenty of sex. No. Have sex any hour if you can, all the hours. Sex is just an exchange of energy between two people. When it's harmful, it's not good. When it's harmonious, it's okay. That's it. Hii ingine yote ni yenyu ya kujitengenezea. So, hiyo in a conflict ndio inaleta hizo dysfunctional sexual behaviors. All this self-sabotage tuko nazo. Unaona mwanaume anaenda vizuri, kidogo anajiangusha. Ukimwangalia, ukimstudy, unaona hapa. Na mwanaume ndiye amejiangusha juu. Nimekuwa nikimwambia, amekuwa akiona, amekuwa na examples. Inaitangwa self-sabotage. Na that is what is failing the Kikuyu man. Nikyo no megoda muredia, nikyo no uthina murathina, nikyo no ucoka muracoka na thutha, because that mother wound. You are too mothered, Kikuyu men. You are spoiled brats. Na ndio maana hata saizi kuna so much single lady even today is rampant. Single parenthood. You are too mothered. So all these boys mnakuja kwa relationships za watu wazima. Ukifikiria ati huyu msichana atafulfill a mothering role. Ureda kaide tuka. Imagine in this age and era unataka Gen Z ikumadhe. Gen Z akumadhe. Ndio mnawarusha kwa gorofa. Because now you are passive aggressive. Now you are shutting down because those relationships expectations are not being met. Wewe, Gen Z akitoka enda osha vyombo kwa sink. Okay? You did not marry your mother. This Gen Z is not here to fulfill a mothering role. Ni muna share relationships hizi. Atakushindia tu kitu moja tu, kufunga mimba. Hizi vitu zingine zote zoea bana. We are in a new world. You are too entitled, Kikuyu boys. So now you are throwing tantrums. Hata mwezi fanya kazi. Ukipata kauba sasa ni hivyo, huwezi fanya kazi, ni tantrum. I'm a man of the house. I'm a man of the house. Unaniambia na mama. You are not. You are a mothered bastard. You got it wrong. Relationship ni kusaidiana. Hizi tabia za kushut down mko nazo, shut down to the point hata conference kama hiyo ya men hakuna mtu anaweza sema no wait a minute. Ai, hatukukuja hapa kuimba hizo wimbo. They don't sound masculine. Misi nidinoka koina nyimbo cia gukoro ndongoretio agari amatongoragio. Ithe tutiuka twitongorie. That's why you can't say shit. Kwamba ni tugate mani. Ara matongoragio ni magate. Magakinyanira ni tukonana. Lakini kwa club ruka tu, banjuka tu, wende cause that is real. That is real. Ni kubanjuka, ingine ni ya kufunzwa, ni suppression. You are doing it to make your mother happy. You don't even care about religion. It's all for the gram. Weak boys. Now, we can talk about the problems, but me I like talking about solutions. Sasa hata sina maji hapa. Someone is trying to call me. Shut up. Are you trying to call me now? Nikifunza. Demon. Go away, demon. Anipigia. Sasa nikiongea ndio naona upige. You think your call is more important? What demon is that? Tulisoma jana. Ni demon gani ya wivu? Ya envy? Demon gani ya envy? Mulisahau class ya jana, si ndio? Sawa. It's not important. Tuongee ya demons leo. Now, so these boys, this over-mothered man, kaheka na aniye nyina. Umenye na ana ni auntie. Auntie ndiye itangwa na ana. Nikiigwa hapo na anio. Auntie ni nana. Sasa kama my daughter Nyambura, sister ya Munjiro Wamboi ni nana yake. Nana. Okay? Kuna ania ka na nana. Auntie ni nana. Titata. Yo ni yenyu Southern Kikuyu. Okay? Ni nana. Huyu ni nana. Nana. Auntie nana. Kana kananie. Ni nana wao. Tata ni Southern Kikuyu. Sasa back to the topic. So this overmothered man, okay, this overmothered boy, kwa sababu your mothers were too bad at, aka ndio kalikuwa kanana kake, kana gakwa, karaja gakwa, kamau gakwa, the only hope. Okay, the only time he's going to heal is when he raises himself. Gikuyu men, the only time you are going to heal is when you face the reality that the mother son, nona hau hakunyitana na nyokwa muno, nona hau anyitana na nyokwa muno, mother son mwanyitana muno, that has stunted your ability to be the best partner or the best pattern or the best person you can be as a partner. Kwa sababu for you to commit fully or for you to be fully emotionally mature, you have to have a very clear boundary between that mother son. Ndio ukue a good partner to your spouse or the best person to other people, because everything is governed by your mother. Na nimekuambia enda usikize hawa wanaume, wasikiza wakiongea. Mpaka hiyo gari yako nayo utasikia ni mamake. Hiyo gari anakubebanga nayo utasikia ni mamake. You know, my mom said I should get a Subaru. You're like, wait a minute. Nigga, what did you just say? Wewe ndio hujakuwa ukisikiza. That's a very big wounding. That's overmothering. Na ndio inaleta hii mashida yote unaona tuko nayo hii ya Gikuyu men hii. Unless this Gikuyu men muamuke. You heal. You learn what is the masculine. You become vulnerable. Ask for help. Enda consultation. Usikuje kwangu mimi kama utaki. Seek help. You need help. You need to heal first. Munafaa ku unlearn a lot of things that you think, a lot of the things you think you know, hiyo si dunia ukweli. Then mukisha heal, sasa tunaweza anza kuunda something new, because we are also not going to build with broken people. We cannot risk building with broken people. Afadhali we look for other communities to build with, or we wait on those things until, I don't know. We cannot build again with broken people. Itabidi kwanza muheal by force bana. We can't have men who are hiding. Who said you can't fall? Kuanguka ni kawaida. Kuanguka ni kawaida. As a man, falling is okay. Now, let's build a community where when you fall, we can lift you up. Because sometimes it doesn't even need money or require money. Sometimes it just needs sitting down, having a beer, and eureka, you get back on your feet. Na siongei maneno ya kanisa, haitapanika kwa kanisa. You get it? There are so many great men who once wanaanguka wana commit suicide. They cannot rise again. Kwani kusota ni nini? Kusota ni nini? What is lacking money? It just means you missed a point somewhere. So, ukirestructure uta realize, oh wait, there was somewhere I was also being too greedy. So, my greediness, my gluttonous, my other demon of glutton, it can overpower. Nikakula makickback sana, nikarushwa nje, sasa niko kwa baridi, Okay. Now the next mission I get, I'm sure to check on my demon, gluttony demon, one of the 7 deadly sins. Na I'll have better relationships with people when it comes to work. AKA, deto nini, die matukuma ige. Ureto nini, ure matukuma ige. Because you can also have those who said you have to eat everything and end up with nothing, or end up in jail. Okay? So we should be having those kind of conversations now, where that is taught. We are teaching children even that ukule kidogo ukule siku mingi. Be smart. Now, those are the kind of talks I would like to go and sit and listen. Not nĩtũgatongorio nĩ mũndũ mũkũrũ atũgererio thamaki-inĩ atũhumbĩre arĩa makoragwo thĩinĩ wa roho wa Ngai. No, that's bullshit. That's weak. Weakness should be called out for weakness. Weakness should be called out for weakness. When you see weakness, you call it out for weakness. That's weakness. That sounds like men who are defeated. That sounds like men who are looking for an answer, and whatever they are looking for an answer, they are not even sure. So they are coming even here seeking, they are still under something. So that looks like very unsure already. That's very unsure energy. That should not be trending. Hiyo kitu ifai kuwa hapa TikTok, mukicheza huko behind. Kama umechoka rudisheni simple boy. Wacha hiyo mwili trend kidogo. Simple boy. I didn't care about it, but wacha hiyo trend kidogo. Toeni kitu hapa bana. This is weakness. No, that's weakness. Hiyo kitu ifai kuwa kitrend, especially for the Kikuyus. And the fact that so many people are using that sound and the comments, I'm like, what? This is where your minds are. Recycling weakness. Yeah. Again. Feed me. We are not sure where we are going. Take us this way. Take us to the mountains. Take us to the forest. Give us a Modamaki. Give us a dinosaur. It looks like people who don't know how to build one. Because you can build your own king from the ground up. Or do you have to get something? Do you have to get something? You get what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying is, nasikiza nini huku nje, kiateka kipiga kelele kuku zimeingia huko kwao, and I'm thinking, cause he called twice, ni amepiga nikakata, kapiga nikakata. So I was also thinking about him on why he would call nikiwa live, na anajua nakuanga live saa hizi, apige akate, afu anakuja kunitia kuku hapa na anajua niko kwa live. So ajichunge sana, asiwekwe kwa cancelling energy pia. Okay? So we have how many minutes? We have like 9 minutes. Sasa uliza question, mwenye alikuwa anauliza swali. Now you can ask your question now. Question time. Ama kama kuna mahali umesikia tu kumalizia. So sasa question time, hamuna maswali tena. So now it's question times. There's no questions now. After you derived, how many times did you hii story kwanza ilikuwa tumeanza story gani? I think we have jumped on like 4 timelines ama 5 timelines. Oh, how to make Gedito. Yeah. So unaona ile golem nilikuwa nakwambia unatengeneza hiyo kitu. Actually, you can Google how to make a golem. Yeah, Google just made it easy for me. How to make a golem. Enda kwa Google andika how to make a golem. Done. Now put your own behind the scenes magic or wishing, thinking. Done. Utatengeneza. Lakini ujue Gedito, once you make a golem, it will always serve that purpose and no other purpose. And it will be loyal to you. Na hiyo ni creation yako. Sasa ujiulize kama wataka kutengeneza mavitu utakuwa na Sauli tengeneza. Ukutanange na uko mbele kama ulisahau. Na ni wewe ulikiunda. How can you be supportive without being emotionally unavailable? How can you be supportive without being emotionally unavailable or available? Now that's confused now. Maybe you mean how can you be supporting without being emotionally available? Maybe that's what you want to ask. I'm just gonna say hit the nail on the head. Those men from my area are damned. But again, you can't blame them because we live our pattern. So these are things they saw growing up. So when they were growing up, all they saw were their father sitting down with newspapers, with a beer, giving commandments in the home, giving commandments at the house. Fanya hivi, fanya hivi. Muigire murago. The same thing updated today, where even today unasikianga remote iko wapi? Uwezi amka utafuta remote wewe. Uwezi amka mwanaume utafuta remote. Bibi set up TikTok auze nguo haso. Uwezi hata mpatilia nguo. Screenshot. Wanjiko screenshot. That's the number, pay to that number, screenshot. Anaweka sellotape. Anajaribu kuandika base, screenshot. Unaona amepito. Umegani? Which one? Hata anashindwa ni comment na uko hapo. Umewekelea mguu hapo uone TV wewe mwanaume. Bibi anahaso pale TikTok. Na anahaso mnakula na yeye. Amuka. Ni nini wewe? Be a man. Amuka, hata kama hatutakuona sura, tunaona kimkono kiko na saa kinapeana nguo hapo. Kimkono kinaingia hapo kinapeana saa. Na saa tunaona kimkono kinapeana nguo. Tunajua there's a man in that house supporting the queen. Unaona hapo wakisema comment hapo, tunaona kimkono kyako hapo na cell tip, na hapo nyuma unasikia masking. Kuna mwanaume tunajua umeandika namba hapo. Be a man. Be a man. Usidanganywe at men don't take action. Don't be a good boy to please your mother. Temamu anyuda kana igwe ni utaithagia mukagwo wira, because your mother is jealous because she was not helped also. So your mother is one of the people akikukuta ukifanya kitu kwa nyuma na kuwe haiya he kiotha bagia mwana. We mamu wewe utarudi kwako. Naoshanga mtoto kwa hii nyumba. Na inuanga utu tumatako hivi. Naosha mtoto matako. Huu ni mtoto wangu. Naosha pupu. Naweka kando. I actually love it. Nakapanguza. Nakachukulia mafuta mamake. Nakapaka tuvaizi. Nakakuja. This is my baby. With my woman. This is our child. I have seen birds, nyoni, taking care of their children together. Nyoni. Ninyonete nyoni. Ninyonete nyau. Esi yarete sirigire. Ino ege natiyo jiari yoka kumuteithia. Twana tugage ginya eno etasiarite sie sisters. Nyau igasiara ikenda ciana gukira nyina. I have seen that. So stop trying to take me out of my natural abilities as a masculine, tapping into my feminine. Keyword, tapping into my feminine, my feeling side. Because it doesn't mean nitamuosha kila siku. Nitamuoshaje chiga kwani nashindanga hapo kila siku? No, even when you wash dishes in the house, washangi kila siku, kwani nashindanga home kila siku. But sometimes unaweza pita kitchen uone dishes ziko hapo chafu uoshe. Uko home, wifi yuko, umeom chakula or something, muoshe utu dishes. Akikuja akute ala. Mzae leo aliosha vyombo. Unajua venye kwanza katoto katafrika kikwambia, "Mom, tuliosha vyombo na daddy." It's a beautiful thing, washing dishes with your daughters men. Kama unao uko too masculine, jificha na kasichana kako. Anza kuuliza, "Unajua kuosha vyombo mpaka mamako, hebu kuja nikuonyeshe venye vyombo inaoshangwa." Beep. Sasa you want us again to go another 100 years of misery. 100 years of another church system. Seeking assistance where we can solve these things ourselves. We can also create a world on how we want the world to be. Sisi ndio tuko. Sio hao unasema maitho matire goko. Maitho maumanyu matire goko. Na hivyo tuwe kuo, ni sisi tuko. Na wenye tunaacha. So you can come up with a culture, because I think that's where the problem is. No one knows about making a culture anymore. Amujui, you don't even know how a culture is created. So you claim Kikuyu culture, but you don't even know how a culture is made. That was not your culture. A culture involves culturing. You are not cultured. Uko na ogeshagi bingi sana. That is what it means. When ogeshagi mwigi muno we, you are not cultured, because a culture is cultivated. Nere magiruo. Wathi wakura no ogagiruo ge. Na otoria tuwe ni kuri indo cihukaga. We have seen it. The white rhino ekahuka ni kuri mite yana huka. Koguo ona unduire-ini ucio uguo gutuire hahe unduire uyu tutuire tuoka ni culture mikire ya maundu tondu nduire tio culture. Nduire ni nduire, culture ti nduire. Culture ni mikire ya maundu. Koguo mikire no itu ya maundu no tugarurire ithianie na mahinda maria turi. Na njiaro ici ciao awandu mathiaga na matuika mao. Matuika. Na ituika riao no mone kaundu mangienda kugarurira kana kweruhia kana kuigirira undu ungi iguru wa kaundu kau. And that's how we do it. But not in weakness. Overmothered boys thinking they are something. No, unajua sasa mimi siangaliangi vitu the same. So unaangalia wanaume wakiimba gospel ati wameshikana ati ni urumwe. Mimi naangalia overmothered boys who cannot express themselves. So they are doing that to please someone. Because I have seen men dancing kudade. I have seen men in bars singing who can bwogo me with a lot of might. So hii tu kuangalia hii tu najua overmothered boys. They are doing this to please their mothers because they were overmothered. Because now when I look at their mothers who are our mother's age, I know how they raise their children. Why? All I have to look is their relationships with men and discover that all women between the ages of 50 and 69, or between the ages of 50 and 70, 90% of both women are single ladies, whether the husband died or they separated. Okay? So naiangalia in that way. I'm not looking at just men singing. I'm looking at the behind the scenes. No. My male turkey help in kufunika chicks when they extremely cold na uwezo kanyanga hapo. Exactly. That's a male turkey. Protects the young ones. Na ni male. So this Southern Kikuyu where you don't protect your young ones is taught Kikuyu. Watoto wako wanafukuzwa waje shule na babako wako na mali. Well, don't try to give me your terms and conditions. Don't try to give me your a man should don't there's no sin. It's even in your Bible. Moja aliuza kila kitu yake akarudi nyumbani akawelkamiwa. There's no point you can try and justify ati ya Kikuyu na kuambia ati agaweki. No, your fathers are jealous of you, their sons. Na ndio wamewafunza division in your families. The division in your family between you sisters, brothers and sisters mumefunzwa na wazazi wenyu. Na wazazi wenyu wamefunzwa na wazazi wao. Ni patterns. Ati you are able. Atusemi mwenye yuko able, wenye wako able. You are able, you have everything. You can take care of your brother or sister, but you can't. Before tufike pale kama that's your real brother and sister, before tufike hapo, you know what I'm saying. I'm not even talking about money. You know what I'm saying. You know that kuna ile you can count on your family. For example, you have a birthday party. Tusiende mbali. Birthday party. Sistako anakujanga na bradhako. Mamako na babako wanakujanga. Birthday party ya mtoto wako wanakujanga. Unajua, this before you go very far extended family, hapa ni nuclear. Wanakujanga. Na sasa unasema sijui venye nasema aje. Sasa kama hiyo hakujirorashio ndio watakuja. Ukoona ni kama kuna mtu atagraduate kweli. Anaweza ajilipie graduation na kulala na mzungu. Gana hea na kidine. kana hikie muthungu mwanake wa kuma na cukuru kana hikie muthungu. Updated version of Lostness. Kana edie kidini. Hiyo ndio music ya Kikuyu. Hakuna mtu anaweza fikiria venye tunaweza build anything. We always have to sell a kidney or marry a mzungu. Men, imagine that men music. Shout out to Eirosh. And those are spells you're repeating every day. Hapo nakuja mkuniambia ati Gikuyu wani. Gikuyu wani? Did we hang? Are we still live? Ama bando imeisha? We are. Okay, nime overstay, then I should go. Sawa, nime understand. Ukiona watu wameboeka wamekaa wakisema ai toe tidoa hapo. So ni chao. Poleni sana. Poleni not. When you umenisikiza. I have nothing to be apologetic about. Okay? Self-accountability. If you want to change, it starts with you. Sawa. If you want to change, it starts with you. Different conversations, different points of views, accountability. First, tukubali, we are not doing okay. Second, tukubali, we are living a pattern, hatukuwa na examples za kutufunza. Then third, accountability, we change these things bila kungoja mtu mwingine wakuja kubadilisha. Ama kungojea tuandikiwe vitabu, juu si ndio tunaziona. Sio? Sasa hii jua imeanza kuchoma simu yangu. Tuke hapo tena. Tekno isianze kukua too overheated hapa, ianze kusema too overheated. Mimi I'm just smiling, great conversation. Unlearn these things. There are so many things you do just because you want to please your in-laws. Not just your in-laws, but the people around you. Naifai kuwa hivyo. Okay? Yeah. So, do things for yourself. Work on your shadows. Face them. Your shadows are beautiful. Go back to as far back as you can remember as a child. Were you happy as a child growing up? Do you remember more of the negative or the happy sides? Were you celebrated? Sasa anza kujicelebrate. Unaona hizo vitu zote, unaona una miss, ulikuwa una miss. Si mimi nitakwambia, unajua. Kuna time ulisikia left down, ulikuwa na expect mamako atakuja shule, na ulikuwa umekaa tam kadhaa haja kuvisit na hakukuja. Hiyo siku hakulilia kwa domo. Unaona hiyo? Hebu pona. That just one. Unaona kwa kakado. Don't see all those things you remember, write them down. Now heal them. Love yourself. Unaona hiyo hakukuja kukutembelea, jipeleke out hiyo siku. Panga weekend. Spa day. This is for my younger child who missed when mom was coming to visit me on that day. But today I'm going to take care of myself and feel good about it. Jipeleke spa. Hiyo 8,000 peana, utapona. I'm telling you. 1 year down the line, you'll be looking at yourself like, who is this amazing woman? Because I cannot recognize myself. The strides you'll have made, business, relations, you'll be in a totally new place. State of mind, everything. Just because you healed your inner child. Usingoje mtu akujia kuheal inner child. Hapana. Take the steps when unajua where you are lacking. You may look like you have everything, but you know you are wounded. You know your triggers. Work on those triggers. Why you trigger like that? Mbona ukiona mtu unasikia you are triggered because that is something you need to deal with and make peace with and let it be light of that thing. Okay? Utoke hapo. Hii ingine yote ni stories za jaba. Pombe haitakusaidia. Kunywa pombe once in a while. On that note, order my wine. So you know my wine has no yeast. You know me, I don't put hormones in my drinks. Yeast is a hormone. So order my red, sweet, festive wine. No yeast. Inaendanga for 1,000 a liter. Order oyster mushrooms. You know I also do oyster mushrooms. order oyster mushrooms ni 200 shillings a punnet of 250 grams. Okay? Si tunakuanga na nyinyi mnaniona kwa Chinese restaurant asubuhi nikifanya supply. Order mushrooms wewe. Weza niambia, Wamuthaka, I'll be ordering mushrooms 5 punnets a week. Every Monday or every Wednesday zinani last a week. This is my address. Unatuma boda or whichever and you pay. Just that. Now you have your mushrooms organically grown. You know they'll be delivered fresh from the farmhouse. You know what I'm saying? Now, watu wapone. Ni hayo tu kwa sasa. Mafans mi nawapenda wote. Imagine hata afadhali hao men wangekuwa naimba wimbo kama hiyo. Poka throat chakra imekataa kuimba hiyo wimbo. Let's not give it any more power. It was beautiful to have you. To have a beautiful Thursday. Ciao, ciao. You have my number for ordering wine? Or I didn't give you my number. Now this is my number. For either 1, booking a consultation one-on-one on matters business or just your chat or anything under the 5 pillars. So that's business, entertainment, education, sports, and religion. I have people from religion who consult with me to understand some things. Number 2, you can use the same number to order your oyster mushrooms. Whether you want them for reselling, wholesale, or for consumption. I do options. Hata wenye unataka kununua wakauze, it's okay. When it comes to ordering my Northeast wine, red festive wine, it is the same number. So my number is 0720 803 702. WhatsApp 0720 803 702. That's my WhatsApp number. Wine is 1,000 for a liter. Order your Valentine. Zilianza kuenda jana. Jana nilituma Naivasha wine. Watu wameanza kuorder ya Valentine. Kuna watu wameorder wine up to April 13th. But hao ni watu wanatoka out of the country, wataka kwa yao imewekea kando imachue. Wine is 1,000 a liter. Beautifully packaged and you get it wherever you are. Mushrooms 250 grams ni 200 shillings. That punnet imefungwa vizuri. Niko na oyster grey mushrooms. Very nice. Bellissimo. They're actually better than button mushrooms, but button mushrooms muindi amechangia sana. So watu wameenda kwa button, but oyster ni more nutritious. You know me, I go deep. But sijakwambia usinunue button, juu pia mimi napanda button. Get what I'm saying? So yeah. That's my number for business. That's my number for entertainment when you're natumanga nudes. That's my number for religion, anyone who consumes on religion. That's my number for politics, anyone who wants to run for an office. It doesn't have to be a political office. Okay, politics ni mingi, business politics, geopolitics, yote consultation na guan, and religion. Nimesema zote, the 5 pillars. My number hiyo inakavanga those 5 pillars. Okay? Ciao, ciao. Love you from the bottom of my heart. Do a beautiful day. Men, we heal, we unlearn, we create. Men is to create. Let's create some beautiful, never seen before things. Hata kama ni relationships, whatever it is you decide to do, create something one of a kind. You want to be a preacher? Very nice. Pick a verse. One. Isome, understand esoterically, inside and out. Now, make sure your church is just known for that one verse. Hiyo verse tu. Ati mtu yote akikuja kwa hiyo kanisa yako, anatokanga hapo akiwa businessman. Because you have started that verse inside and out. You give them affirmations for that verse. Your church is known for a church of victory. Based on the fact that whatever you are teaching works. Na ni proven. And you are doing it as above, so below. So even when you are teaching them, you are teaching them when to plant, spring, Aries, when to kulimia your relationship, whether it's a business, during Taurus or Baal or the Canaanite gods, unawafunza hiyo yote. When to interact with people, when to advertise kama ni business, ni the time of Gemini, umewafunza Sodom and Gomorrah yote esoterically. When to make people care about your thing, hiyo ni cancer season or Noah's time. So umesoma Noah's book vizuri sana, unajua Noah is talking about emotions. When your emotions are overwhelming, you feel like you can sink in your emotions, so you need to create an ark, something made of wood, stability. You need to make something stable, something you can stand on, so that you can stand above your waters. You do that. You get what I'm saying? Now you are not just a talking donkey, now you are a real pastor. Anajua ile kitu anafunza. Huyo Pastor T. That is how we should be teaching the youth. Mimi sijakwambia usifunze. Religion will always be in the world. We are not changing religion. It's a pillar of the world. It's a pillar. Venye nyumba yote inakuanga na pillars. Religion is one of the pillars that upholds the world. The worldview. So it's religion, siyo iko na shida. It's what are you religious about? What do you do religiously? What practices are you practicing? What routines? What faith and action? What are those things what are those virtues and principles that you are cultivating to uphold that thing? You get what I'm saying? That's how you do it. That's how you get it. Kidogo. Just a second. But anyway.